Good to see you guys. Welcome. Come on in. Hey, Ryan. Hello. We're going to get started right about now. Good to see you. Welcome. That was my fingers. That wasn't YouTube. We're going to get started in just about a minute, guys. Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, wow. That's great. Awesome, awesome. I'm happy you're here. I want to give other people a chance to get here from Hello Talk. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get started. And it's a little different here because you can't come on stage, but we'll definitely welcome interaction with you in the chat, buddy. So thank you for coming. There we go. We'll get some of the flow from Hello Talk. Hi, guys. Hey, Sandy. What? Is that who I think it is? Sandra. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I think that's Sandra, right? Tell me a life lesson. Oh, hey, Zoe. What? This is so cool, guys. It's so good to see all of you here. Well, we are going to get started talking about this topic. And this topic is really important to a lot of people because people feel they've lost their family, their spouse, their friends, their children to technology distractions. And so, someone on our live stream today on Hello Talk had mentioned that, and we digressed a little bit and got into it. And I thought, you know what? This is going to make a good topic. So, with you guys here today, whomever can stay or you can watch it, I'll leave the full version here. Hi, Ari. Oh, hi, yo. I'll leave the full version unedited here on the channel, and then I'll take it and edit it. Hey, hello, Galea. I'll edit it and put the slides in. There's not really slides, but some more information. But what we're going to talk about is this very important topic today, and I like the title that we came up with for it. Welcome, guys. It's so good to see all of you guys. Winning back your loved ones from digital distractions. Winning back your loved ones from 10 digital distractions. Now, look, you may be the loved one. You may be the one who is digitally distracted. It's okay. You could stay too, because we're going to work this out where you guys can get your life back, get your relationships back. You'll find out that a lot of your problems and your disconnection with your spouse, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, with your children, even with your family is because of that digital distraction. Now, I'm not saying that all digital is no good. Hey, good. I'm doing great. I'm saying that it needs to be put in check, right? It needs to be reeled back in. You need to be able to have your life back. And there's a process to get you back because many of us have been consumed by it. Some of you who are younger have been grown up and raised on it. When I was younger, I was raised on the television, and so I sought that. And I had a stepmom in a situation where they wouldn't let me watch TV, and I got involved in life a little bit. But for the rest of you guys, you may have been raised that way, and so you're conditioned for that. And if you see the kids today, they're raised by that. They're focused on their iPads. And as parents, I understand, guys. As parents, I understand that it's an easy way to keep the kids occupied to give them the iPad. I get it. I get it. However, it also teaches them to express their emotions, to seek comfort, to seek attention from something digital. So we are propagating the problem that way. So we're going to get into this a little bit, and whether you're the one who's distracted or you're trying to win somebody back, you're going to be able to see how to break them free from that and to get back your relationship. How many of you want your relationship back? Yeah, I know. I know. Thank you for the hearts, guys. I know you want your relationships back. And people are so amazing. People in person are amazing. And if you're wondering why you seem to be bumping heads with everybody or getting offended or giving up on relating to people at work, relating to people in life, if you're a passive aggressive driver, you've got road rage going on, or you have a short fuse, people keep pushing your trigger, it's because you've been conditioned to where you don't want to deal with those uncomfortable emotions. And so you've got a short tolerance, short patience, and that leads to misunderstanding. Now, online, you can just swipe. You see 20 people come in here, 18 leave. You can just swipe. If it doesn't attract you, if it's not entertaining, if it doesn't make you feel good, you just swipe. Go to the next one. And so we're going to get into this because you may want to be set free from that, or you may want to develop a relationship with your family or your children or your spouse. We're going to talk about that. So it's good to see you guys. Thank you for the chat being so active. Yeah, good to see you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I keep talking when you say something in the chat, it's because I'm recording this and I need sections that I can take and make little short videos out of. So I may not always respond to you right away. I see you're saying hi, but we will take a pause to look through the chat and see what you guys are saying and see if we want to, take time to discuss that. So, one of the first things and how to win your family back or your loved ones back from digital distractions, guys. Let's get into this. You guys ready? You excited? Hmm. So, first things first, and this goes for all parents, this is very useful. If you're not writing this down, maybe you should. First things first is start with the man in the mirror. I know some of you just started singing Michael Jackson, right? Well, I'm not gonna start singing, I'm not gonna do any dancing or anything like that, but start with the person in the mirror, right? Reflect on your own habits first. One of the things that disconnects you when you're trying to create a junction for a point or trying to reverse a relationship dynamic is you have to start with the person in the mirror first. Right? Look at your own habits. Look at your own digital distractions and get those in check first. Because if you see that it's a problem trying to get other people's attention or trying to maintain their attention or trying to feel the sensation like they care about what you're saying when this FaceTime stuff can't be engaging enough, it can't be entertaining enough to capture people, you're up against some advanced technology. And so if you feel that that's a problem going that way, it's probably a problem coming from you as well. So if you get your own habits in check, limit your swiping time, your surfing time, spend time doing things that are more personal, engaging, then you won't come across as a hypocrite, right? You'll come across as someone who really means what they're saying and who has been living a life of controlled use of these things, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, all right. So the first one is like a person is looking in the mirror holding a smartphone. So before addressing the habits of other people, you have to examine your own. There's also, are you also scrolling too much? And modeling balance gives you the moral ground to gently encourage change. So you need to be the model first. of this thing. If you're going to rescue your loved ones from digital distractions, you need to make sure that you yourself are not doing the things that you're going to ask them to stop doing or to curb doing. Does that make sense? All right, that's number one. Number two, approach with empathy and not blame. Approach with empathy and not blame. What is empathy? There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. So empathy is when you can relate to people and you can feel it. You can experience what they're going through. And sympathy is a way that you express to someone in kind of in theory, right? So empathy is a really deeper connection versus sympathy. So approach with empathy, not with blame, right? The example would be um, use I miss you, like we're talking about spouses or loved ones. I miss you instead of saying you're always on your phone. So if you're talking to your kids, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you can say, I miss you. I miss spending time with you instead of you're always on that phone. Have you ever tried the passive aggressive route and you want them to respond and they don't, it just makes you more angry, right? You drop hints, you want them to catch the hint because you don't want to say it directly. So instead, I encourage you to say it directly and carefully, but say, I miss you instead of saying you're always on that phone. One will start an argument, one will start confrontation. The other one is welcoming them. The other one is letting them know you miss them, that you'd like to spend more quality time with them, right? So approach with empathy, not with blame. It will prevent defensiveness and it will show that you care about the relationship, not just controlling them. Yeah, does that make sense? Absolutely. So approach that way with empathy. All right. Hi, guys. Good to see you. The third thing, have an honest conversation. Now, when I see a tip like this, I realize that a lot of you don't know what that is. Now, before you get upset with me, listen. Hi, H. Good to see you. Before you get upset with me, listen. Speaking honestly, candidly, directly does not come off well unless they know you care. I know. People from New York are like, hey, I just speak my mind. You know what I mean? Hey, if you can't take it, hey, it's your fault. I'm just telling you the truth, right? But that's not the most sensitive way to do it. If they know you care, then you can come direct. You've got to invest before you can come direct. So having an honest conversation or being direct is like find a calm time to talk. So with respect to them and them allowing to express their emotions, ask for a little bit of time. Like, hey man, you got 10 minutes? And then pull them aside from everyone else and then start this kind of conversation. If you do it with less time, then they can feel frustrated because they want to, but they don't have time, right? So you want to have an honest conversation. You need to find a calm time to talk, share how you feel and why you want more time together, and then listen to their point of view without interrupting. Now, these rules in general are very good for communicating with other people, giving them privacy, taking them away from other people, establishing time, saying what you want to say, that tell them why you want to spend more time together. Remember, not why you want them to stop surfing the web or stop texting all day and night, but why do you want more time together? And then listen to their point of view without interrupting. How many of you think you can do that? You think you're able to do that? I think you are also. Yeah. Hi, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Number four is to create tech free rituals. Create tech free rituals. Tech free rituals. Like a phone with a stop sign next to it. Agree together on limits like no phones in the bedroom, no devices during meals. It feels fairer if everybody helps set the rules. So if it's a family situation, you would use this at your family meeting. If you don't have family meetings, you're already off course. So family meeting after dinner, Hey guys, I was thinking of about having tech-free dinner where we don't bring any phones to the dinner table. Or if it's a spouse, I was thinking of asking you if we could both agree to not bring our phones when we're in our night routine. So, choosing not to use your phones when you're in your night routine. Our co-host in our live stream on Hello Talk, she has a very disciplined approach to going to bed. And about an hour before going to bed, she turns off her technology, minimizes it, reduces it, puts it up so she can relax her brain, so she can sleep better. And it's worked. So, tech-free rituals, approaching the person or people in your life and asking them to contribute. Like, what do you think if we do this? What do you think about that? And see if they contribute anything. Hi, guys. Welcome. Good to see you. Next is setting boundaries collaboratively. Setting boundaries collaboratively. Agree together on limits like no phones in the bedroom, no devices during meals. Remember, we talked about that. And let everyone help set the rules. Number six, offer alternatives that bond. Now, how many of you out there, I'm curious, how many of you play board games or card games? How many of you, I mean, it could even be like, what is the one where you draw on the board Pictionary or you guess? Those are fun. They're so energizing. And even younger people, if they watch you playing, they'll want to play. So think about things like that where that you can start to bond using alternatives to technology. So family and friends playing ping pong, cooking together. If you have a spouse, you can say, "Hey, can Friday be our cook together night where we do things together in the kitchen, meal prep, put it together?" That can be the beginning. Hobbies like painting, um, or weekend outings if you want to go hiking and things like that. If you start to introduce alternatives, then there'll be a choice. If there's no alternative, then everyone's going to escape in their technology. So, what we're trying to do is rescue family and friends from that technology and decrease your use of technology and give time for the relationship bonds to help grow, right? Good to see you guys. I think you're just so absorbed by how deep this topic is. You guys are feverishly writing notes, right? All right. Celebrate small wins. This is something you should do all the time anyway. Celebrate small wins, meaning small amounts of progress. So when they make an effort to put devices down, notice and thank them. So when they make an effort to put their devices down, celebrate. Thank them. Hey, I noticed that you didn't look at your phone for the first half of dinner tonight. Good job. Celebrate because they've been conditioned to run to their technology, to live through their technology. They get a sense of importance from their text messages. They get a sense of value from the amount of followers they have, right? So, understanding this, you have to create value in the face to face time. You have to create value and importance and attention, proper attention, in the times together without technology. You have to create an enhanced life by cooking together, by doing things together, developing together. And then once they feel that appetizer of doing things together, they'll be on board. But you have to appetize. Have you ever thought about the structure of a meal? I mean, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, and it was very foreign to me to be in a fancy restaurant when they brought each section of food. But have you ever thought about that? The salad, the soup, the appetizers. Yeah, they're all creating a desire for more. They're preparing your body physically, they're enhancing your appetite. And I know you guys want to eat a whole tray of appetizers, but there's only two or three. You're like, "Ah, I'm hungry, bring more." So, appetizers by design are there to stir up your system, to create more where you want more. In fact, those places that serve bread for free are setting you up for dessert because if you eat a high starch in the beginning, it's going to create a desire for more sugar later. So many people choose dessert if they've had the free bread in the beginning. Something for you to think about. So celebrating the small wins when they make an effort to put down their technology, notice, and thank them. Positivity motivates more change than nagging ever will. Now, the lady on our live stream today, hey, hi, good to see you. Nice to see you from New Delhi. Excellent, nice to have you. So, the lady in our live stream today was talking about her husband spending too much time with technology, and it's starting to create tension between them, where she's saying, hey, you're always in that phone. Well, ladies, look, I've been a guy my whole life. We think differently, we act differently. And to use that kind of pressure and leverage might put a wall up. We don't want to spend time. It's uncomfortable. Why would we want to spend more time with you when you're using that leverage? So, a better way, listen, if you're still here, a better way is to create moments where they enjoy it. Look them in the eyes. Say, hey, I missed you. I see you've been spending a lot of time in your technology. I missed you. Sorry, I'm hearing noises. I don't know if it's someone here or someone upstairs. It's upstairs. I should put a little alarm on the door, huh? So, create positive reinforcement in the time you spend together and give them an appetizer. Create a joy moment, not a frustrated moment, not a, where you're cornering them moment. So, ladies, you can win your husband back from technology and reel him back in by creating these moments of joy, moments of happiness. Hey, you got 5 minutes? Remember that time when we were dating? Remember what you used to do? Yeah. Remember you used to do that? Oh man. I don't know if I ever told you or not, but I used to look forward to when you would do that, when you would hand me a note or when you would come to the office or whatever the case is with ladies, you can have him reflect on that and stir up that again. Stir it up again so that he'll put down the tech and spend more time with you. Number 8 is stay consistent and be patient. Something like this is reversing the whole conditioning of the way the world has been going. Ever since televisions, we've been conditioned to escape through a box or through a pad or through a computer or now through a phone. So you're trying to reverse something that has a lot of momentum, that has a lot of ties. And so it's going to take some time, but you have to be persistent and patient. And in doing so, you can reverse this. Habits don't shift overnight. Keep at it kindly and consistently. Even if things slip now and again, you're going to make traction. You're going to make progress. I live in San Diego, California. Use tech to strengthen, not replace the connection. So, sharing the videos together, sending each other funny reels, finding events in group chats or video calls, um, faraway family connections. Let technology build a relationship instead of blocking it. So at the end, this is number 9. Um, at the end, reinforce tech with using it for good things, positive things, bonding things, instead of just letting each person go to their corner with tech. And the final thing is if needed, seek help, right? If you see real addiction, if they're missing work, if they're ignoring their health, if they're neglecting the family in addition to all these things, then seek help if you need it. Today's topic, and we can chop it up now that we have so many people in the chat, was about uh, rescuing your loved ones from technology distractions. And it was really important to someone in our live stream earlier. So I wanted to take time and just type it out there. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Shubham. Um, what work do I do here on YouTube, bro? Well, I'm not a YouTuber. We have a channel. I'm a communicator. And so I'm mostly on an app called Hello Talk. I help people to communicate better. I help them to increase their fluency. I do all that stuff for free because it's just the human thing to do. And then I record videos here that could be useful to people. But we're just starting to develop our YouTube channel. So this is just beginning. I'm really glad you're here. So if you need any help with your language or fluency or vocabulary or pronunciation, not grammar, I'm not an English teacher. I'm a communicator. So if you need help with that, you can message me. Absolutely. Yeah. I welcome questions, guys. We're through the 10 points I wanted to share, and I'll probably record those separately. I wasn't expecting people to come like you came here. Right, right. No, you're fine. No, nothing to understand. You can keep asking me questions here. It's okay. I have several people from India in our community on Hello Talk. So yeah, I'm aware that you speak Hindi. Namaste, namaste. But the app we use is Hello Talk. It's called Hello Talk, and much of it is free. So you can go there, you can be on our live streams for an hour, you can message me there, and I'm able to help people with whatever their goals are. So if your goal is to get your IELTS exam or to pass your TOEFL exam, that kind of a thing, or your CET, then I can help you with those dynamics. If you just want better communication, I can help you to enhance the things you say already in English. If you want to memorize vocabulary and use it, then we have techniques for that also. So check out our channel here. We have a lot of videos that can help you with some of those things. Good to see you guys. I feel like putting on music, but the AirPod Pros will cut it out. Who else is still here? It's Shivam. Thank you both for giving me a thumbs up too. That was really nice. Oh, hi. How do I stop judging myself? Why do I see myself with someone else's lens? Apart from this, please tell how to do enhance my vocabulary. Well, very interesting couple of questions there. Um, the questions are, how do I stop judging myself? Why do I see myself with someone else's lens? And apart from this, please tell me, how do I enhance my vocabulary? Well, there are videos, already. If we can't get into that second one, we have videos here on our channel. But seeing yourself through other people's lens can be part of a performance based identity, where if you've done well, if your family has given you more attention when you've done well, I don't know how old you are, but in grade school and high school and college, you could have been conditioned for, if you perform well, you're accepted. If you perform well, you're valuable. If you perform well, you're important. And that can create a conditioned response to where we're always being critical of ourselves because we think about what they would think. And so we're trying to live up to their expectations. Oh, it's very young. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, but this is a normal phase for you, Shubham, because getting your, teenage years, your early adult years, right around where you are is where people start asking those hard questions. Who am I? Why do I believe what I believe? Why do my parents think that way? Why did they raise me the way they did? This is a normal process. And if you don't have children yourself, you'll be thinking about that, like what am I gonna do differently with my children? So on and so forth. If you already have children, that will cause even more reflection. And so, but some of it can be performance-based identity. You want to be accepted, you want to make your family proud. And as we get older, there are less and less opportunities to make them proud because high school, college, career, right? I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I know you're exhausted from asking the questions because you have to start receiving the answers, not just hearing them, but letting it get inside. Mhm. No, it shouldn't be more confusing. So you have to talk it out with people, more so than here. Um, it's like a surgery. You kind of have to explore the things that led up to it. Um, there's some really good group psychotherapy that helped me to see a lot inside myself and why I thought the way I thought. As you're raised around people, and if you have a culture, you might be raised around culture that supports a certain way of thinking. And like the people of China have a lot of pressure to succeed, so they have a performance-based identity. And when they stop performing well, or when they stop getting attention for doing well, or when there's no experience or opportunity to do well, then they start to feel that. Yeah, it does in various degrees. It does happen with everyone. Yeah, I played roles in my life for so many years because I was just trying to please everyone around me so I could become exactly what they wanted me to be. And it was exhausting. It was exhausting. I realized I couldn't be everybody's everything. And so eventually I had to discover who I am, right? And then walk in that. And you're right there on the edge of that. So just blow off frustration, embrace that this is an opportunity for discovery and for change and for growth and for development. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is it's okay. You're in the middle of this phase. It's okay. You're going to come out on top. You've been doing it for 8 years. You've been asking questions for 8 years, but because you say you're still in the same place, it's because you haven't applied anything anyone's shared. You've been doing the same thing. Yeah. You see how common it is, right? So when you realize that, that's good. It's not bad to want to live up to expectations. It's not bad to want to perform well at work. Um, well, because you cannot please everybody. It becomes an exercise in futility. You have to be content, meaning you know that you tried your hardest and you just can't accomplish it. Or you've thought about it and it's not worth accomplishing. See, those decisions protect you. I wonder if that makes sense to you. Yes, I am content. So let's talk about happiness. Happiness is based on what happens. Happiness, what happens. And many people today are chasing that good feeling. They want to be happy. They feel they deserve to be happy. So they'll chase after it. They'll spend a lot of money on it. They'll spend credit cards to feel that sensation of being able to get something fancy or expensive. They'll have different relationships and only take what makes them feel good from the relationships. There's a lot of people chasing what makes them feel happy. And you've been conditioned, just like I've been conditioned, to let our emotions lead us. So we run away from things that are harmful or feel uncomfortable, and we chase after things that make us feel good. So there's a problem with this because it's not reality. Life is not about always feeling good or comfortable. Wealthy people have bad days too, even though they have a lot of money. And you go to the gym to exercise, and a sign that you're doing it right is it starts to feel uncomfortable, right? You know that discomfort and that strain is going to produce good results. So the same thing in life. If you're going through a strain and a struggle and pressure, pain, it's a chance for growth in life. If you avoid all the stress and pressure and pain, and you chase after all the things that make you feel good, it's not a real combination. It's not good because after a while, if you can't change the situation, you'll try to change the way you see it through all kinds of things, thrill seeking or using drugs or anything else. So you have to shake that mentality, Shubham. You have to shake that mentality. You can't be all things to all people. You can't be have every appearance you want to have. You can't have every possession you see on TV. But with credit, people think they can. With surgery, people think they can become everything. Get rid of my big ears, get rid of my big nose, and make it. See what I mean? So it's because we've been conditioned this way. Right, but you're waking up right now. Well, so there's a psychology though, my friend. So opening your eyes and seeing that you have been asleep is the first step. If you still pursue the wrong things, now that's dysfunctional, right? You might be addicted. You might be have a victim mentality. For example, women who are abused tend to attract abusive people. There's a sense of normalcy to it. So they almost feel uncomfortable if it's not happening, right? So these are things that through discovery, through reflection, through contemplation, through sometimes group therapy dynamics, you can hear other people making statements about their lives, whether it be a people pleaser, performance based identity, addiction, and you can relate to it before you talk about it. You're like, yeah, that same thing happens with me, Jonathan. Wow. So you don't have to reveal it because someone else revealed it, someone else took the chance. So you can, yeah, you can realize that you've been conditioned. And you're like, wow, whoa, what? And you can choose to come out from that. Now, if you need help, that's where you have friends and family, and you have to say to them, "Hey, what's up, brother?" My brother Matt just showed up here. You weren't that way until you were 18, are working, had studying. But so I can't probe into that here, but there was probably a pivotal moment that caused you to change, right? Thank you, brother. I think so too. I think so too. I was gonna send you pictures. It's the front half of my room. Yeah, by the window. Yeah, 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 yeah. So something happened. There was a pivotal moment when you were 18, Shibam, and that changed your perspective, and then it caused you to go down a different path. So with a friend or with a family member or with a professional, you would have to go and explore and discover. Sometimes those pivotal moments are so painful that you don't want to talk about it like in an open setting like this, right? But in a place where you feel trust and safety, you can talk and then go, "Oh, wow. That's when this happened," right? Or that's when that happened. Hmm. Hmm. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good to see you here, Matt. It's good to see you here. I keep forgetting when it goes on YouTube, it also goes through notifying family and friends. It's so cool. So we had already recorded, this is all recorded, but I'll leave this here in open forum because I like what you're talking about, Shubham. This is a great topic, and I don't mind continuing to process it with you because it's a good topic, and I don't mind. But we'll leave this in raw form. So those of you who missed the first 10 points of winning your spouse or your friends or your family back from digital distractions, there's 10 points. Um, 10 steps, 10 things to consider when you're doing it. You can just watch this again after YouTube processes it. You can watch it again, and then I'll probably take excerpts from it, or I'll trim and cut and do all that to make it into something shorter. But met Shibam here, and she's sharing a lot about her life in one of the particular areas we were talking about. And so we've been going over that. Yeah, welcome everybody. If you're listening, I was helping Shubham the process, and you guys are welcome to chat and say something in the chat. And there you go. No, I haven't been to India, and so I don't mean to minimize or sound like I can't relate because I know there are cultural dynamics and country dynamics. But I also know this, and I know you're only 26. I know this. I know that there are people who have lived there, who have experienced the things in your life, and they've been able to change it, change their perspective, change their understanding of how things work, right? So you're not alone in that sense. I wish I could say that I had been there and I can so whatever the circumstances are, Shubham, that have brought you to that place when you were 18, you have to know. You have to know that there are people who have been in your shoes, right? So um I still want to encourage you. I still want to encourage you. So, those of you popping in and popping out, just checking to see what this is about. Maybe the colors caught your attention, and or maybe you're just listening in right now and you're not even in the room. We were talking about how to win your family and friends back from digital distractions, and Shiba here was, talking about something very important to her, and so we're processing that right now. But in the beginning, we did give 10 points that you can go and watch once YouTube goes that polishes this. Um, I know. So you got a couple of things going on there. Um, and again, it's the world that you've been given, not just in India, but these things are common around the world. And so what you have is loneliness because there's very little authentic relationships, friendships, all of that. So there's no source of positive, healthy reinforcement. There's no source or relationship established to help you process things in the earlier stages. And therefore, those things fester and they come up in a more harmful way. So loneliness is at an all-time high. People have stuff, they get surgery and have appearance, or they make a new definition of what they are and how they were born, what they can relate to, and then they go down that path and they get a lot of attention at first. Oh, congratulations. And then as they go down that path, the excitement wears off and they discover the same dysfunction down that path. So the solution is not to cover it up. The solution is not to reinvent or redefine something. The solution is to find out why things aren't working because we haven't been working in the way they're supposed to work, Shubham. So um, depression is a side effect of that. Despair, um, disappointment, despair, then depression. And it's hard to come out from depression. Sometimes it feels comfortable being depressed. So you have a lot of things going on, and you should handle them one thing at a time because it's probably very difficult to try to handle all of them at the same time, right? Mhm. Well, you guys are free to ask questions. We'll probably be wrapping this up in a few minutes. Just here hanging out and I met someone new. Here, Shipham's new. My brother Matt popped in. He may not be able to stay long. He's got things to do, but um, yeah, ask any questions if you want. And Shibam, you can message me directly. I don't know if you can do it here or not, or you can use the name of our channel, taliko.vima.english@gmail.com. Yeah, I don't want to leave you hanging. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, there's three people here. Shubham, I don't know if Matt's still here, but if you guys have any questions, you can type them in the chat. There we go. Oh, I see. Hmm. Well, Shubham, failure is the way we learn what things we need to work on. N- Very few people, very few people have consistency where they don't fail. There are some natural people with natural abilities that just do well all through schooling. Um, but they're not the majority. The rest of us try and then we fail or we do poorly and we regroup and try again. That's actually called life. So your failure phase is not, it's not conclusive. That's all in your head. Like you said, you're seeing yourself through other people's eyes. If you have prepared and you have studied and you had rest and you went in and took the test and did the best you could, you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that. Now, if you did not study, did not prepare, did not take care of yourself, then you have to own it. You didn't do what it took, right? So, um, those of you here, I'm talking with Shibam about different things in her life, but we are going to close in just a minute. I need to prepare for bed, for work tomorrow. But Shibam, I hope you stay in touch because I know you're dealing with a lot. I mean, you're trying to process a lot, but I don't think you're dealing with it, if that makes any sense. You have a lot to process, but each one of them requires you to deal with it. If you don't deal with it, it will get worse, you know? So you should engage with it and talk about it. And if you want, we can do a Riverside recording where we talk about it. And sometimes just hearing yourself talk about it will help you to process it better. Yeah. Sometimes hearing yourself talk about it will help you to process it better. I'm really glad you came here. I'm really glad you texted. But we're about to conclude this for tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Of course, subscribe, like, share, follow, all that, comment, um, and let us know what other topics you'd like us to talk about. And Shubham, please don't be a stranger. I'm ending this, but you can message me or we can talk more about it, okay? All right. Well, to whomever's here, I think it's Matt and Shubham and maybe one other person, maybe Ari. I don't know. But I'm gonna close for now. So you guys take care of each other. Of course, of course. Anytime, anytime. Thank you for popping in, for taking the time to text, okay? All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Shilban, please take care. You're very valuable. You're very important. There is a purpose for your life. There really, really, really is. And that's where my contentment comes from my life. So please be encouraged. Let this sink in, okay? And hopefully we'll talk again soon. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day or night, and we'll talk again soon. All right. Take care.